Hello everyone, welcome again to Level Change channel. My name is Claudio Fonseca. I'm a Rio pilot. Nowadays I fly the 777, but I've been flying the 737 for almost 8 years. And today we are going to experience some hydraulic failures on the 737 NG using the new training scenario with FSi Panel. So I just complete the setup here. I will after this broadcast I will update the description of this video with the link for you to understand how you import and how you start the training scenario with FSi Panel. It's very simple, and I think the best option for you is to watch itself, the developer, to do it. I managed to do it, so I'm pretty sure you can do it as well. So we have our 737 on the ground here at San Juan, Puerto Rico. Position is Delta 4, and from now on I'm going to show you my screen. Everything that I'm seeing, you are going to see it as well. So right now you have my full screen, and as you can see, I already finished loading the training scenario, and now we have scenario instructions. FSi 001, clear for pushback facing west. Taxi holding point 08 via Sierra. Wind 060 at 14 knots. Temperature 31, dew point 5, altimeter 3022. So I'm going to acknowledge this information, and we go now inside the plane. I'm going to leave the airplane ready for pushback and start, and then we are going to read the training scenario instructions. So I'm just going to do a couple of things here that we need to prepare for pushback and start. This is the normal flow on the 737. So first flight of the day, we go to the right igniter, and yep, everything looks normal here. I'm going to use LNAV and VNAV for this departure. So here I can also set takeoff reference, and on the left side I go to legs page 567, almost 6. Yep. Okay, so we are pretty much ready for our pushback, and now we are going to read the scenario instructions, as you can see right now. So actually I'm going to show you this way so you can see me as well for now. So this FSi Panel Training Scenario, it's a hydraulic malfunction lesson plan. We have a summary here. Is a short 40-minute trip from Tango Juliet Sierra Juliet to Tango November Charlie Mike. Just for you to have the name, so this is Tango Juliet Sierra Juliet is San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the Tango November Charlie Mike is San Martin. Okay, so we are going to San Martin. I didn't know about that. I didn't plan this flight ahead, so looks like it's going to be an interesting flight. So initial setup, I set in Tango Juliet Sierra Juliet. We are going to depart runway 08, but our initial position is gate Delta 14. And we are using the weather preset from FSi Panel. This is the first training scenario that I'm using a weather preset from FSi Panel. This is the new thing here today on this live broadcast. So aircraft weight and fuel, it says the FSi Panel will automatically set up your zero fuel weight and fuel on board. Then on the FMS, and our clearance is Jets 1 departure, Juice transition, and then from Juice we shoot the RNAV 10 on San Martin. Our ATC clearance is expect vectors to Juice, climb to 5000, squawk 25 34. This is the weather. This is important for us. So we are departing with 06015, 6 status mile with rain, overcast at 4,000 feet, 31 degrees, 18 is the dew point, and altimeter 3021. I've just received the new one, 3022. In San Martin, we are expecting runway 10, wind 070 at 15. 5 stated mile, light rain, and we have overcast at 3,000 feet, 32 degrees, dew point 19, and altimeter 1023. Note, rain showers at destination. If you don't see the runway at minimum, execute a missed approach as published to on bed, and then proceed AVAC and hold 5 minutes, try another approach. No ATC clearance will be given. Okay, okay, now I understand what it means, this one. So you are expected to see the runway on approach, but if you do not see, then you go around and you try a new approach, because you are expected to land on this procedure. So I've done this procedure. I selected the GPU 1, actually I selected AP1, I started FSi panel, I started the scenario, I did not interfere. So let's check now the notes. We need to push back facing west, which means nose to the right, tail to the left. Then we taxi to the holding point 08 via Sierra, so we are at Delta 4 here, and we taxi via Sierra to runway 08, which is around here. Takeoff and climb, we fly the SID Jets 1, 1,000 feet, we turn left heading 060, expect vectors to intercept San Juan radio 080 to Jets. When clear to intercept 080 to Jets, we can use the core 080 and arm forelock, or direct Jets intercept core 080, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to arm LNAV when on the heading 120, which makes sense. So most probably we are going to have right heading 120 to intercept the 080. Transition altitude here in Puerto Rico is 18,000 feet, and here it comes the hydraulic malfunction. So every time you have one low pressure light, you are going to use hydraulic pump low pressure checklist. The only thing we have to do is to turn the affected pump off. So if you lost one engine-driven hydraulic pump and a high demand on the system may result in an intermittent illumination of the low-pressure light for the remaining electrical motor-driven hydraulic pump. What it's saying is, let me just take this off now. Let's go to the plane a little bit, and I'm going to show you the overhead. And here we go. I'm going to show you full screen and give you. So we have two main hydraulic system. This is system A with one engine pump and one electric pump, and we have system B with one electric pump and one engine pump. What the note is saying that if you lose the engine one, which is the pump with more capacity, and you have high demand, there is a chance that you will see the low pressure light illuminating for the electrical one as well. This is normal. It's because the electrical one is giving as much as it can to give you what you need. So that's why you may have some delay when you have to extend the flaps or the gear combined with some control inputs. Okay, so that's what it's saying, this this note. So let's continue here now. If we have two lights on the same hydraulic system, then it's different. Sorry. In this case, you lost the hydraulic A or the hydraulic B. It says here, most probably we are going to lose today the system A. That's why we have this checklist here. And a couple of things. The autopilot A is inoperative, but autopilot B is available. Should autopilot disconnect, engage command B and check correct MCP mode on the FMA. Okay, that's very important because the system, or better, the autopilot system A uses hydraulic power from system A, and autopilot command B use hydraulic power from the system B. So in this case, if you lose system A, you will see here autopilot A is inoperative, but the autopilot B is available. So we still have autopilot with this malfunction. So if you lose both on the same system, we are going to have a couple of lights. We are going to have, in this case, for the system A, the engine 1 and the electric 2 low pressure lights. And also on the flight control, we'll have on the A side low pressure. I'm going to show you this before we start the flight itself. I think it's better for you to understand. So these are the two lights that we are going to have here for the A. And on the flight controls, we'll have, let me just put this to test so you can see all the lights. Okay, here we go again. So you will have the low pressure on the flight control A as well. Okay, this is what this note is saying. What else we have here? So if we lose it, it says that we lost the pressure on the system A. So we take the system A flight control switches, we confirm with the other pilot, and we take it to standby rudder, which in this case is going to be this one. So on flight controls here, we open this guard, and usually it's A on. So we are going to take it from A on through off to the standby rudder on the flight control A. Then the system A hydraulic pump switches, both we are going to turn it off. So in this case, we come here and we are going to take these both pumps to off. We check the non-normal configuration landing distance tables in the performance in flight. So we already know we are going to have this figure. So I already checked, and 2200 is available there in San Martin. It is enough even with wet runway to land there. The next thing is that we need to set the nose wheel steering switch to alternate. Okay, this nose wheel steering switch to alternate, we are going to see it here on the left side. This is the nose wheel steering to alternate. Usually it's in the normal to the right side. We need to take it to the left to alternate. That will give you hydraulic for the nose wheel steering from the system B. So you can still taxi the airplane after landing. Another thing, we plan for a manual gear extension, and there is a note. When the gear has been lowered manually, it cannot be retracted. Okay, once we do it, we cannot retract the gear anymore. The drag penalty with gear extended may make it impossible to reach an alternate field. So usually in this case, you have to make sure you can land at the airport you are planning to, and then at this time you check everything before you lower the gear. Once you lower the gear, you just you are pretty much committed to land, unless you have another airport really close by that you can reach with this gear down, and the drag penalty that you are going to have from now on. Couple of things that is also highlighted here. So normal landing gear extension and retraction is inoperative. Manual gear extension is needed. And the developer also highlighted here, normal nose wheel steering is inoperative. alternate nose wheel steering is available. We already have one message in our broadcast today by Douglas Loreto. Great content, bro. Way to go. This is a friend. He actually nowadays he's flying. I think he's on the ground school for the 777. So he's watching some videos from this channel here, and he's a good friend. We used to be together in the flying school. So we can also have, in this case, the fuel differential pressure light. It says that high differential pressure is measured by the elevator fuel computer, and there is a note: column forces can be significantly higher than normal, particularly during landing flares. So we may need to pull, or to pull a little bit harder. The autopilot can disengage when pitch changes are commanded. Do not attempt an auto land, and we continue normal operation. What else we have here? Main systems related to hydraulic system AR. Normal landing gear extension and retraction. You will need to use alternate gear extension procedure, which takes some time. Reason why it's better to lower the gear in a holding pattern before selecting any flap. Once the gear is down, you can accept an approach clearance. And nose wheel steering, if you forget to switch your nose wheel steering to alternate, you won't be able to taxi your aircraft after landing. I will be back to this checklist as we go. Okay, I just wanted to highlight most of the things that we have here. Then in descent on VNAV when cleared by ATC. Transition level is flight level 065. Maximum rate of descent in a holding pattern is 1000 feet per minute. And the alternate gear extension. When in the holding pattern and ready to lower the gear, follow the procedure below. This is the procedure to lower the gear manually. So manual gear extension. One of these occur: any landing gear is not down and locked when landing gear lever is down, or the landing gear lever is jammed in the off position. Note: if a green landing gear indication light is illuminated either on the center panel or the overhead panel, the related landing gear is down and locked. What it's saying here? Let's go again to our plane. It's saying that if you have any green light here or up there on the top, any green light here, it means that the gear is down and locked. Okay, so what it says that maybe you can have light failure or any other problem. So if you have the 3 greens here or the 3 greens here, you will have all your gears down and locked. Okay, or 2 here and 1 down, it doesn't matter. Once 1 green light is up, it means that you have the respective gear down. So we take the landing gear lever to off if possible. Then with maximum Mach 82 or 270 knots, manual gear extension handles the affected gear, we pull. In this case today we have to pull all of them. The up lock is released when the handle is pulled to its limit, so we have really to pull it. The related red landing gear indicator lights illuminates, indicating up lock released. Okay, so when the gear was released, you will see the red light. Okay, wait 15 seconds after the last manual gear extension handle is pulled, so we are going to time this 15 seconds, and then we are going to take the landing gear lever to down if possible, and then we check the landing gear indicator lights. Note, if the landing gear lever is in the off position, the red landing gear indication lights will also be illuminated, which means is if we have this lever in the off position and after the procedure we cannot move it to down, we are going to have the green and the red as well, which is not a problem. Okay, but if we take it to the down position, which I think we are going to do it today, the red light should disappear and stay like this for our approach and landing. Then we choose one. all landing gear indicate down and lock. That's what I'm expecting. We go to step number 6. If not, we need to go to the partial or all gear up landing checklist. I don't think it's going to be the case today. Then we have information for approach and landing. When the gear is down and locked, you're ready for the approach. Start as clear to descent from 4,000 to 2,600. When clear for the approach, go to hold page on the FMC and click on exit hold. Yeah, to exit the hold. Don't forget to select a lower altitude on MCP before a VACI to let the aircraft follow the glide path. We'll do it. And then 3,000 feet below the missed approach, we select the missed approach. The weather is tropical with vicinity showers of rain. You reach minimums with no contact. If you reach minimums with no contact, execute immediately a go around as high terrain is in front of you. Proceed as published on bed and then a VACI holding pattern. Wait 5 minutes in the hold and try another approach. Shower has probably moved and you will see the runway at minimum. Remember that your landing gear is down and can't be retracted. You might not have enough fuel to reach your alternate airport. We talked about it before and we can talk about it during the flight as well. After landing and speed below 30 knots, retract 1 notch of flaps using FSis to run the after landing flow. So we are going to go all the way to the end, backtrack and vacate most probably here via Charlie and then to stand Alpha 3. Have fun. This is our operational flight plan. Not a big deal. Before I finish this, I'm going to show you our Navigraph with the chart. So we also have JP here. Hi all, thank you Claudio for this clear lesson. Thank you JP for this amazing application. Mike Speakman, very informative, love it. Douglas Loreto says, you're right Seca, I'm on the simulator for the 777. Line instruction begins in February 16. Thanks for the help. Thank you man. Anything you need, just let me know. I don't know anything but the book knows and we can find it. So let's go to this. So we are at here Delta 4 in Puerto Rico. So we are going to taxi via Sierra to runway 08. This is the Jets 1 departure. Transition out to this 180 and yeah, that's it pretty much. We fly heading 060. We climb and maintain 5,000 and then we expect vectors to fly the 080 to Jets. From Jets we go to Juice and then from Juice that is this inbound here from Juice towards Avaki to the Arnav GNSS runway 10. So we have 1,700 lesser. 700 feet is the DA-MDA. And airport elevation is 14 feet, the runway is 12. Missed approach, climbing right, turn to 4,000 feet, direct to on bed and hold as directed by ATC. This is the problem we have. I'm going to change the screen right now. So as you can see here, we have some mountains, some hills after the runway, especially to the left. So in case of missed approach from position Mapom, we need to turn right. It says turn right, direct on bed and hold as directed. Let's see, on bed is here to the south. Okay, so usually in these cases the companies, the operators, they produce an engine out chart as well for takeoff that we can use for missed approach, especially in this case if we have the gear down and we cannot retract in case of go around. So remember, if we need to go around in this procedure, the gear will be down, we cannot retract, so we don't have the same performance. Usually with both engines this is not an issue, but if you lose one engine it can be. So in this case it's not a big deal. We can check that we are going to be over the water. We just need to turn right towards on bed and climb to 4,000 feet. Just to confirm here, we are going to see Papi and it's a 3-degree descent angle to 700 feet GA MDA. After landing at this airport, we are going to go all the way to the end, backtrack on runway 28, and then vacate via Charlie. The last thing I want to show you is that if we land on runway 10, beyond the threshold, we have 2,200 meters. The runway itself is 2,300 meters, but we have here a displaced threshold, and this is the beach where the people stay to see the big plane is flying by. Okay, that's it. I think we know pretty much what we need for this scenario. So I'm going to go back to the sim. Okay, I think we are ready. Let's roll. Okay, so we are clear for push and start. Let me see if the tug's still here. Yeah, everything is here. So what was our electrical problem? Nothing, all good. So I'm going to release the parking brake. They wanted parking brake set. Let me see what's the issue here. Continue pushback. Okay. It was nose right, tail left. Yeah. And I'm going to give you the simulator. Let me just check. Let me turn on the PC volume here. Yeah, so now you can hear the simulator. So what it says here. No, I turned on the wrong one. Sorry guys. Now you can hear the plane. And we can start our engines. So, backs off. Engine number 2 to ground. Let me see from this side. 25% N2. That's it. Here we go. Just want to make sure I have the legs on the right side. That's the FMC that FSi Panel uses to add all the data it's needed during your flight, including the figure itself. So we have started cut out. We can start now. Engine number 1. We can set the parking brake. The airplane is stopped, so brakes, parking brake. %, N2, fuel. Lovely, here we go. Almost there, 56% N2. We are going to have the start valve closing. Usually FO calls for started cut out. This is the time. Okay, we had 2 good starts. Good engine start. That's it. And then we go with flaps 5. Flaps 5. The captain is going to perform the how we call it again? Flight controls check. Yeah. So and the FO comes to the overhead, setting the generators to on, the engine generators to on, the air conditioning packs back to auto, isolation valve to auto, APU bleed to off, APU to off, engine start switch to continuous. Then we can do a recall. All clear. Engines are okay, so we can remove the engine parameters. Oh, we forgot to set the transponder to transponder before the pushback. We do it now. And now we just need to wait for the confirmation on the left side. So as you can see, the tug is moving. And here we have the engineer moving away. He's going to show us the pin. Here we go. We notice, and we can do the before taxi checklist. It is done. I'm not going to go through it. And then we start our taxi. Taxi light on. And here we go. He moved away. Parking brake released. This is the first time I'm flying this with the new taxi model on the 737 according to PMDG. Let's see how it goes. Still doesn't move without power. So a little bit of power. We also have Murilo Soares, our first member today to show here. Good morning, Captain, here in Brazil. Good live, thank you so much. This is a live broadcast. Nowadays I'm in Japan. Sorry, not nowadays, right now I'm in Japan. This is 1933 local time in Japan, so most probably 7:33 in Brazil. Please leave the comment here where you are, from where you are watching this live broadcast right now. So we are moving very slowly. Yeah, the new taxi dynamics doesn't look really nice. And we can try to turn on the wipers. It's not going to change much. So then we can do the before takeoff checklist, which is pretty much flaps, the 5 green light, and stub trim is 5.67, almost 6 units complete. Yeah, we need a bit more of trust with this new PMDG taxi dynamics. Let's see how it goes. Usually we need a little bit of thrust to start taxiing, and then we can just let it go in idle power, unless we have a really high uphill. We just make sure. Yeah, this is the runway ahead of us, but we have taxiway Sierra is slightly here to the right, and then following this one to the left. Looks like the cabin is ready. Let me see, we were supposed to start this at 00, we are starting at 35. Okay, we should be on the ground in about 50 minutes, so we'll be on time to start the second one with a center hydraulic failure on the 777. So Douglas, if you are still there, in about 1 hour from now, we are going to do the same flight, but with a hydraulic failure on the 777. We are going to lose the center hydraulic system. Most of the information that we covered for this procedure is the same on the 777, especially the one related to the route itself. So I'm not going to go through the charts anymore. We are just going to talk about the difference on the 777 itself. So Mike Spickman is from Philippines, Bayantan Island. The only place I know in Philippines is Manila. Oh, JP is from Switzerland. Amazing. So we have guys from Brazil, from Philippines, from Switzerland. Right now I'm in Japan. Really nice. Really good. So taxiing out. I really liked this new thing on the FSi panel about the weather preset, because you know, when you have some sort of failure, it will be more challenging if you have a specific weather that is going to interfere with your flight itself. So I really found this really nice. Douglas says that he's still there and will be waiting for the flight in the 777. Yeah, on the 777 I can guarantee it's going to be good. Here on the 737, let's see. Almost 5 years without, well, more than 5 years now. My last flight on the real plane was in September 2017. Yeah, let's see how it goes today with a hydraulic failure. So now we have FSi 001, clear lineup and takeoff runway 08, passing 1000 feet. Turn left heading 060, wind 070 at 14. So I'm going to acknowledge and I'm going to disarm LNAV because I'm not sure at what altitude is going to start this turn. So I'm going to go on heading sail and then at 1000 feet I select heading 060. Gary Boivin from Florida, really nice. Thank you so much, guys. So let's start. I just need to turn on the transponder. I'm going to do in a second. I really need an FO here, man. Yeah, so this one, one more. Yeah, here we go. So we are lining up. And my steering is not working already. I have a different configuration for the steering, but no issues. Here we go. Yeah, I don't have another axis for the steering, so this is not a good idea. Anyway, here we go. Takeoff, N1 Toga. Thrust set. Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Heading sail, VNAV speed. Autopilot. And now heading 060. N1, we have climb thrust. Airplane is accelerating. We don't need the wipers anymore. Flaps 1. Speed check. Flaps 1. Flaps up. Speed check. Flaps up. And then we have flaps up, no light after takeoff checklist. Packs and bleeds, they are on. Engine start switch auto or off. Landing gear up and off. Flap up, no lights. Auto brake off after takeoff checklist is complete. So we are reaching 250 knots now. Our initial climb is to 5,000. Okay, FSi 001, climb flight level 90, acknowledge, and altitude, we come here and we set 90. So this is 9,000 feet, as transition altitude is 18,000 feet here. Let me just check we have the correct transition altitude, yeah, 18,000. Okay, another information, FSi 001, turn right heading 120. Right heading 120, intercept SGU radio 080 to jets. Okay, so we go to jets. Oop, here 080, and we execute. Good. We acknowledge this information. Now we need to be on the heading 120, and we are going to arm the LNAV then towards jets. As you know, there is no weather radar on the PMDG, or it's not working, so that's why I didn't turn it on. Now we are heading 120 LNAV. LNAV was armed and already active, so it's going to turn left to intercept the 080 from San Juan towards jet. FMSI speed VNAV out. We are reaching flight 9,000 feet. Reset MCP altitude. Yes, we are going to do it later on when cleared. So forecast 065 is for the descent. That is good. So we have VNAV out and everything looks fine for now. Yeah, intercepting the 080. This is from outside. Really good, nice weather around here. I like this kind of clouds. And of course we are going to keep the passengers seated today with this weather. Pedro! Abraço Fonseca, prestigiando aqui. Thank you so much. Pedro, also my friend. We just met yesterday again. So I think he's... Man, I really don't remember where you were going yesterday. Too much. But thank you so much for being here as well. We are going to experience a hydraulic failure on the 737, if you do remember how it is. Pedro used to fly the 737 as well, with me in Go. And now he is with me in the Middle East as well. So FSi 001, climb flight level 150. Okay. So altitude 150. And checked, altitude intervene, and 1 VNAV speed. Our minimums there are 700, right? So I'm going to start preparing it. So 700 as MDA. We are going to use another 50 feet for this approach, so 750 as baro. We just crossed 10,000 feet, so now we can turn the lights off. And we are going to keep the passengers seated for this short flight with this weather. Oh yeah, he's in Nairobi. Yes, Kenya. Let's see if I still remember this figure. Yeah, we had a really nice tip and lesson plan for this one. So I'm assuming we are going to lose the hydraulic system A, and we are going to use the manual gear extension, which is supposed to be somewhere around here. Yeah, this is the manual gear extension access door. Let's see. So far so good. So we are climbing 150. Our final level is supposed to be 190. Actually, we are climbing to 15,000 feet. Transition out to here is 18,000 feet. That's something, JP, if you want to be really sharp, you can change on the lesson. I think we are still around Puerto Rico area for this departure. Of course, later on. Now we have clearance to climb 190, which makes sense. FMC speed VNAV out, so we set 190 here. It's checked, and out to intervene again, and 1 VNAV speed. So we are climbing 190 around 18,000. We set our altimeters to standard. So as this is a short flight, as soon as I reach cruise level, I'm going to start preparing for this approach. We still don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to plan a flaps 30 landing and everything for now, and then later on we think about it. It's not wrong, it's just that yeah, so FSi panel is asking what is wrong. It's just that you are clearing to flight levels below transition altitude, because as you mentioned on the lesson plan, transition altitude here is 18,000 feet. So instead of flight level 150, it should be 15,000 feet. Instead of flight level 90, it should be 9,000 feet. That's the only thing. Not a big deal. But as you mentioned on the lesson plan, the transition altitude is 18,000 feet, and it's correctly selected on the FMC. It's a good idea to change it. I can say that something is going to happen. Yeah. So 1,000 to go now. We set standard. This is transition. Standard set and cross-checked. And we have master caution, hydraulic. We cancel. And we can come here. We have electric to low pressure. So in this case, as we already checked the QRH, but I'm going to show you again. Don't worry, I'm going to show you again the QRH for this figure. We just have one, so we take the hydraulic pump switch to off. Okay, that's it. So the hydraulic, the pump affected to off, and we are going to have the low pressure light there. Every time we press recall, we're going to see 2 master caution and the hydraulic annunciator there. So we clear it because in case we have more problems, it's going to pop up again. Okay, so this is not a big deal. It says to continue normal operation. So for now, I'm going to select flaps 30. 133 for this approach. It's raining, so I go with auto brake 3. We have our minimas, and just to check the approach here from Juicy to Avaki, there is a hold. We are going to keep this hold there because we know it's going to be another problem. But yeah, from Avaki 2600 or above, Lesser 1700, Mapon around 700, which is our minimas for this approach. And we do have runway 10, so we can keep the flight directors all the way down. Case of missed approach, maximum 205 knots, 4000 to on-bed. That's it. Okay, let's see outside. We are in the middle of, well, we are getting close to some clouds at destination, and now we have master caution, hydraulic again. Okay, manual flight, I have controls. Flight director, and we have flight controls as well. I'm going to reset this master caution. flying manually. So yeah, we lost the system A, so we can turn on the command B to keep 190. So command B is there. And let's look at our overhead panel. So now we lost both pumps on the system A. We have the low pressure for flight control A and the fuel differential pressure as expected. We can clear this again, and we can open here the system to see that the quantity in percent is around 40% and the pressure is around 80. So we lost pressure, we lost the hydraulic system A. This is the standby position for 40%, I assume, on the 737. Okay, so we have to run the next checklist, which it says hydraulic system A, low pressure is low. System A, flight control switch confirm, standby rudder. So we go up here, we confirm with both pilot this is A, and we take it to standby rudder. And now we have the standby rudder on. Most probably got a nod master caution here for flight controls. That is correct, because we have another amber light here. Okay, let's keep flying and we continue the checklist. System A, hydraulic pump switches both to off. Okay, the second one needs to go to off as well. Okay, then we check the non-normal landing distance. We already did, we can land it there. And brake D is okay. The other one, nose wheel steering to alternate. So nose wheel steering, we take it to alternate. Plan for manual gear extension, we are going to do that. In operative items, autopilot A is inoperative, we are using autopilot B, and we need a manual gear extension, and we already changed the nose wheel steering to alternate. Okay, for the gear extension, we need to set the gear off, it's already there. Then we take the three handles, we wait 15 seconds, we take the gear down, and then we have to see if we have the if we have the red or the green and how it is. Okay, not a big deal. So the configuration for the failure itself is done. Well, in this case, that will have all the flaps, and we have the system B. We are going to land with flaps 30. Yeah, not a problem to land with flaps 30 in case of go around flaps 15, because the flaps are working good. At this time that we are 40 miles to top of descent, it's a good idea to check for the weather at destination. Let me see if it allowed us to do it here. I want to check METAR. Is there no, I cannot ask for METAR here, right? No, it doesn't show. So we are going to assume we have the same weather, which is supposed to be up here. So we are dealing now with light rain, 5 stated miles, overcast at 3000 feet, and altimeter 1023. Not a big deal, so let's preset altimeter 1023. We make sure everything is okay. So we talk to ATC. As we have a hydraulic system malfunction, the airplane is still flying, but I will declare to the ATC pan call. We don't really need assistance right now, but it's good for them to know we already lost one hydraulic system, the situation can deteriorate, and I will also ask them to let me know if there are any changes on the weather conditions, because again, once we extend our landing gear, we cannot retract and as we cannot retract, we'll have more drag, and most probably this fuel is not enough for us to reach any other airport than the one that we are going right now. JP says method is given in lesson plan. Yeah, it is there. I just found it again. Thank you so much. So with these conditions that we have right now for the weather, 3,000 feet overcast, and our minimums, they are at 700, is not a big deal. We may have some rain, but it says light rain, so I would continue towards destination. If we are talking about an airline, at this case, at this time, that we know we can continue is not a big deal. We have everything ready to land there. We also have good runway and some weather in Puerto Rico, but it's not a big deal, and it was our departure airport. At this stage, it's worth calling the company to check if they prefer this plane back to Puerto Rico, which is an option for us and it's a safe option, or if they want us to continue toward San Martin, which is also safe. Usually we call the company, we give them the options that are safe and legal, and then if we have more than one option, like in this case, we can come back or we can continue. Both runways and both weather, they look promising and good for this approach. We can give the company these two options, and then they will decide what commercially it's better for them, and also related to maintenance, because maybe in San Martin they don't have maintenance available to fix this problem, so maybe they prefer us to turn back and come back to Puerto Rico. We never know, but in this case, company told us, yeah, if you can continue to San Martin, we'll have an engineer there upon your arrival. Helicóptero Virtual says, good morning, thank you so much. Obrigado, Helicóptero Virtual, pela presença. Nós estamos aqui com uma falha hidráulica no 737. So let's recap our failure here. We can do a recall. We have flight control and hydraulic. About flight control, when we come here, let me do like this. We have the standby rudder on, so we have the standby hydraulic system working on the rudder, as well with the system B. We just continue. So FSi 001, when ready, descent flight level 100, proceed Juicy Avac, expect our nav runway 10. So 100. Was 100 on 110? I think it's 100. I'm sorry, I just forgot, but yeah, 100 is here. So just to check again, we have hydraulic system B working, and we have the standby hydraulic system working only on the rudder as well. 110. Thank you so much, JP. Yeah. A good thing for you guys to know, as JP already told us on the tips for other lesson plans, first select what you have to select and then acknowledge the instruction is better. It's a little different from real life, where one pilot is acknowledging the instruction and the other one is selecting, but in case you don't have JP on your flight itself, you will miss this one. So first select the headings, altitudes and speeds that you need on your autopilot, and then acknowledge the instruction, because then you will not miss it. So we are about to start our descent, and we also have fuel differential pressure. Yes, that is because we have pressure on the system B and we don't have pressure on the system A, so the system is feeling differential pressure between the system and the low pressure for both pumps on system A, so we lost system A. We still need to plan for a manual gear extension. The flaps should work normally. Let me go back here to check if we have something else. Yeah, not a big deal. Maybe we can shoot this approach straight ahead without the holding. Let's see. Because the flaps, I'm assuming they are going to go and extend normally. Let's keep these in legs. Let's check the system again. Yeah, the pressure dropped to 0 and we have the system B working fine. Let's see how it goes. 110 for now. We are expecting to hold. Let's just make sure we have some weather information from the instructions itself. I just want to make sure the airport has good weather conditions before we extend the gear. Better to go for the holding for the scenario to work as planned. Yeah, we are going to do that, don't worry. Yeah, because looks like we don't have much to do, but as we have a holding plan in there, and again, I want to make sure we are ready to start the approach and we have good weather conditions before set the landing gear down. So we are going down from 157 now to 110. Let me just check here the airport. We have 80s, 12765. Let's see if it works. So now it says copied pan, okay. I told you I was going to declare the pan. Continue descent flight level 70. Really good from FSi Panel now, so 70. Avaki and hold as published. So Avaki and hold, and we are going to check the hold. 275 is the radial, 095 095 inbound right turns, and 4 miles. Let's just check if that's the case. Yeah, 4 miles, 095 inbound. Okay, that's it, and we acknowledge. So Pedro is saying, Loreto, is there a PTU to transfer pressure from system B to A? Actually, Douglas, if I'm not wrong, on the 737 we have only in one case. If we lose system A and if we lose one engine, if I'm not wrong, is I don't know which engine, but there is a specific engine. If you lose that specific engine and you don't have system A, you have the option to retract the landing gear using the normal system. It's like the PTU on the 320, but this is a very specific situation. It's just for you. Yeah, you need to lose one engine and I think the system A, so it will give you the option to retract the gear in case you lose one engine, because maybe it's a bit tough for you to take off, especially if you lose the hydraulic system A and if you lose one engine. Pedro Colbachini, trailing edge flaps, leading edge flaps and slats are system B on the 737. Yeah, man, I really don't remember this stuff. The 777 is so much easy, but the good thing is that as the loss of system A didn't say anything about the flaps, I'm assuming they are all okay, and now I trust with your information. Yeah. So we are reaching 10,000 feet. We're going to reduce to 250 knots. We are going to set the landing lights, runway turn off and taxi lights. All good for our approach. We continue our descent to flight level 70. Oh, and again it's 12765. I just wanna try it. FSi 001 descend, FSi 001 descending 4000 B level by Avaki. Okay, so 4000. We acknowledge it's below transition level, so we can set the altimeters 1023, and I want to make sure we are leveled by Avaki. So let me just delete this information here. It is showing Avaki 3220, so it's not a problem. We are going to be there by 4000 if we keep VNAV. Okay, that is fine. Yeah, what JP says correct. On the 737, if you lose system A on takeoff, for example, and in gear transfer unit will let you retract the gear. Yeah, that's the point. Because in this case, we cannot retract the gear. But in case you lose the engine as well, then you can do it. I don't know if it's only on takeoff, if that is, but it's very specific, okay, Douglas? It's very, very specific. It's like a disaster situation. I never trained that on the sim. I don't even know if the PMDG is able to do it. It will be nice to try. Okay, so 12765. And this is the new panel for the navigation radius. I don't really like it. Actually, in real life I like it, but on the sim I don't. So I'm going to change it later on. Yeah, no 80s. Let me just check I'm on the right one. 12765. Yeah, 2765 not working. Not a big deal. Reduce speed to 210 knots. Okay, so here we go. Level change 210. I acknowledge, and I will see this one in a minute. So Avaki, it wants 4000 feet slash 4000. Please, Fonseca, do it properly. Slash 4000. So we need to descend 800 feet per minute. 10 miles with the reduction is going to be fine. So master caution, flight controls and hydraulic. Let's see what we have. Yeah, I didn't change anything. Sometimes because of the pitch changes, we are going to have intermittent amber lights. So let's see with 2010 if it matches 800 here. We need to descend at least 800, if not we extend the speed brakes. And we have the altitude trend vector also there, reaching 4000 before Avaki. Okay, we can do it. I'm just out of VNAV. Later on I will need VNAV again for this approach. So guys, the VNAV approach on the 737 is slightly different from the 777. So Douglas, if you are here watching a few things on the 737, don't expect it to be the same on the 777, okay? Especially related to the speeds on the approach. On the 777 we have to do it manually, not here on the 73. FSi 001, hold at Avaki when gear is down and locked and ready for approach. Then we descend 2,600 feet. Okay, I remember about 2,600, which is the initial altitude for the approach, so I will acknowledge this. So we are going to start the holding, and looks like the weather is good. Let's see. We have something else there. Gear transfer unit hydraulic system B pressure is available for raising the landing gear through the landing gear transfer unit. Hydraulic system B supplies a volume of hydraulic fluid required to raise the landing gear at the normal rate when all of the following conditions exist. So we need all these conditions: airborne, number 1 engine RPM drops below a limit value, landing gear lever is positioned up. So yeah, we need to lose the left engine, the engine number 1, and either main landing gear is not up and locked. Okay, so it's a very specific situation. Okay, we are reaching 4,000 feet. We are starting our holding, and we are going to now extend our gear. So I'm going to open this. Before, we already know it's below 270 knots and Mach 82. The landing gear lever is in the off position, and I'm going to start with the nose one. Okay, it should be out. Yeah, we have the green, the red there. Now we are going to turn right, so I'm going to take the right one. We also have the red for the light, and now the left one. We also have the red for the left, so I'm going to time now 15 seconds. So 15 seconds is gone. This is according to the checklist. We have all the green lights there, and then we take these two down. The red lights, they disappear, so PMDG worked really nice. We have our landing gear down. That is fine. We are ready for the approach, so we can descend 2,600. I'm going to use vertical speed for now, and I'm going to descend. 700 feet per minute. Let me see, level change, better. I want to make sure I go to 2,600 so I get further information, further instruction from FSi panel. I still need to extend the flaps. So as we turn inbound, I'm going to reduce the speed to flaps up. At this time, just before the gear extension, I made a call to make sure we have the runway for us. So reducing speed to 180 knots. And flaps going to 1. .095 inbound. I will keep this in hold. So FSi panel, speed 180 knots or less, expect approach clearance shortly. Okay, we acknowledge. MCP speed out to the quiring. So it's 180 or less. I'm happy with 180 for now. We are already below the path. As you can see, the gears, they are down. Very nice. PMDG is working really nice. All the instructions from FSi panel, they are really good. Altitude hold. It even acknowledged our pum-pum call that we were supposed to give. And Mayday is up to you guys. I will do it just a precaution to make sure we have priority for this approach, that we have a runway for us, because maybe someone else uses the runway and then they have some sort of problem on the runway. We don't have the runway available for us, and we don't have fuel to go somewhere else because the gear is down. So this is an option, but it's up to the pilot in command. So I'm going to extend flaps to 5 now, and I'm going to reduce speed 160 knots. We're still expecting the approach clearance. I'm assuming, yeah, FSi 001, exit hold, clear RNAV runway 10. So acknowledge, exit hold, we execute, and now I'm going to select VNAV. So FMCA speed, VNAV PEF, approaching Avaki 2600, then the next one is Lessor. We are already at 2600, Lessor 1700. And Lessor is around 5 miles to the runway. So as soon as we start the descent on this approach, I'm going to select flaps 15. Remember, the landing gear is already down, it cannot be retracted. And then approaching Lessor, we are going to select flaps 30 for a, let's say, a normal landing with flaps 30. In case of missed approach, we call go around, we push toga, we make sure we have the thrust, we rotate to the pitch, and then we ask for flaps 15. We can retract flaps for 15 for this, but on the positive rate call there will be no gear up at this time. This is the main difference. If you need to go around, thrust, pitch, flap 15, positive rate, we just continue climbing to 4,000 feet. So we have VNAV PEF, the PEF is coming. Just started the descent before the PEF.
2500.
I didn't really like it. But it's going to stop at 1700, so no problem. I think this is a PMDG fault. It should wait the PEF to come, because we are on VNAV PEF. So flaps 15, we arm the speed brake. Yeah, now it's going to level off and wait for the PEF. It should be waiting for the PEF from 2600, but not a big deal. I hope I can see this runway, man, as the rain is right in front of us. And remember, the 737, there is no automatic go around if you are shooting any other approach than an ILS approach with dual autopilot coupled. So okay, we are getting close to the PEF, so minimas are 750, so let's call it 800. Approach PEF is coming, so now flaps 30. Let's just make sure our VREF is, yeah, now we can send it to change it to 32, approach 137. Okay, now we are on the approach, descending on profile. I forgot engine start switches, FO side, always. Okay, now we are on the approach. We're going to cross the final approach fix at 1700, which is correct. FSi 001, runway wet, clear to land, 10, wind 070 at 15. So we have 15 knots, 30 degrees from the left. Acknowledge. Okay, so our missed approach is to 4,000 feet. Let's see how it goes. Saint-Martin. I can see some buildings to the left, some buildings to the right, so the runway should be in the middle. I'm going to take the auto throttle off. Going to fly manually on the thrust for now. Now I see the runway. I will keep the autopilot a little bit longer. I'm expecting to see a puppy before disengaging the autopilot, but if I cannot, I just maintain this path towards the runway. A lot of speed. I'm reducing the thrust. Yeah. Now guys, you can clearly see the runway in the middle.
Approaching minimums.
We can see the puppies there. Manual flight.
Minimums.
Flight director. Continue. Or landing according to Boeing. We have 3 reds. I am correcting. Man, this weather is not... Well, actually it's amazing for training. But yeah, it's not nice to see this kind of rain right on top of the runway when you have a hydraulic failure. I'm low, I know, I'm correcting. Bear with me. This is just for the guys on the beach. My mistake is for the guys on the beach. Don't worry, guys.
200.
Okay. Wow. Right on the minimus for this approach. I don't like the puppies, but we are good.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Full reverse. $60 knots, idle reverse, manual brakes. FSi 001, backtrack is approved. Taxi stand Alpha 3 via Charlie. Acknowledge, okay. Good, really nice weather, man. This was a really good touch from FSi Panel. This weather, it's amazing to see. Okay, so we still have 30 knots. I'm going to slow down for this turn. 9 knots. I'm going to retract. One notch of flaps. Yeah, he's doing our after landing flow. A little bit of thrust, and here we go. It is enough. It is enough space to turn right here. Man, the button that I configure for the steering is not helping me at all. Now it's working. Well done. With rain showers, you never know if it will stand over the runway. Yeah, man, it was almost there at the minimus. I mean, at the minimus we were okay, but then later on, not cool. Not cool. Let's see how we deal with the 777 on this runway. Man, and the steering, I'm trying to use 2 axes, one for the steering, one for the rudder, but it's not really helping me here, so I will have to work another way. 1 minute later and it was a go around. Yeah, man, I don't know how you did it like this, JP, but yeah, really good weather for training. It is cool watching from here. Yeah, man, for sure, Pedro. Yes, for sure. But I mean, on the sim, without the feeling of the plane and being 4 reds at some point, that was an unstable approach and for sure go around call. But anyway, we made it. So Charlie, if I'm not wrong, is the third one. Yeah, Douglas says, guy from Foca will love it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will, man. Yeah. Well, at least there is no glide slope on this runway, so they really have to open the flight to check those things. So let's try to find Charlie to go to the gate. Let me just take this very quick. So Charlie, 1, 2, 3, the fourth one. So on the 7-3, once the APU is running, we take it on the bus. And this we are still on the runway. Papi are sometimes unreliable in Microsoft Flight Simulator, don't you think so? You were on a perfect VNF. Yeah, I think so. And that's why actually my flare was not really good, because I was expecting actually to be lower on this approach. I was thinking maybe I'm not seeing it correctly, and then I wait a little bit to reduce the thrust and I floated a little bit. Yeah, so I think we have some issues with Papi. Most of the runways they are like this, so it's really good if we can follow the VNAV. So let's see. Yeah, now my steering is working. Okay. Well, we'll see now. The Papi is on the prepare 3D, and if I do it again, then it's me and not the sim, right? So let me see if I can take this one, Alpha 3. Yeah, Alpha 3. Follow me. No, I just want the information to park there. Yeah, this is Alpha 3. So now we are approaching Alpha 3. Lights off. Yeah, Alpha 3 to the right here. I can see Alpha 3. And we have a marshaller there. Let's see, it's taking us to the left. Okay, now straight ahead. Is it fine? Yeah, so I'm going to stop. Parking brake. Or does it want a bit more? Oh, come on. Let's do it. Now he wants us to stop. Too much GSX, too much. Okay, we have the APU on bus. Engines off. Up. Hydraulic system is a mess. And anti-collision light, I never turn it on, my mistake. So now it was supposed to be off. Flight directors. Flaps here 2000. And on standby. Okay guys, that's it. This is... Let's request the boarding here.
Requested.
This was the scenario on the 737. That's the time we were supposed to start the 777. I'm going to need at least 15 to 20 minutes to shut down the Microsoft Flight Simulator, open the PMD, the Prepare 3D, import the scenario. So give me around 15 to 20 minutes and I will be back in a different live stream. Thank you so much guys for your cooperation so far, and I see you with the Prepare 3D on the 777 in around 15 to 20 minutes. Bye bye.